May 2019. 3 creepy sleep paralysis stories that still haunt me. I've had 6 episodes that I can remember. One just happened last night, actually. I will be telling 3 since they are the only interesting ones, as the others, nothing spooky happened. The first one I'll be sharing happened last summer at my sister's apartment. I went up to see my sister to drink and do other stuff. When we finally went to bed, I was on the couch and she slept in her bed in her room, which had no door. This has significance. I was falling asleep and all of a sudden I woke up. I knew what was happening, so it wasn't too scary, and I wiggled myself out of it and I fell back to sleep, and it happened again. I wiggled out of it again and just stood up to shake it off. I fell back to sleep, and this time I couldn't wiggle myself out of it, so I was like, shit, this sucks. And then I heard a phone ring, and my sister answered it. Her voice became shaky. I know this isn't really common in SP episodes, but none of this happened. Oh. My sister says, "Oh my God," which of course freaks me out a bit, but I was still in SP. My sister started getting things together, I assume since I can't see what she's doing, and walks by me and looks straight into my open eyes and says, "Should I wake him up?" As if she's asking permission, or maybe just asking herself, and then says, "I don't think I will," and heads out the door. What feels like hours pass by and she comes back, but not with my sister, but some demonic figure following. This demon had long black hair and moved really odd, and her voice, only assuming it's a woman, sounded like there was gunk backed up in her throat. And they walked into my sister's room and sat down and just talked about stuff, but I can't remember what now. I finally woke up for real this time and ran into her room to see if she was okay, and she was sound asleep. I tell her the next morning and she's just bewildered by the story, and we both assumed it was her talking in her sleep, made a scenario in my head. The second story that's weird and creepy. I was in my own room this time and woke up to see a man sitting on the side of my bed, looking down at me. No facial features, but by the arch in the back, I could tell they were looking down. I could see the silhouette of a brimmed hat and a long coat. And then the weirdest thing happened. They reached down into their pocket and handed me a pill and forced me to take it. And once I did, I was in a lucid dream state, and the scene had a little Tokyo vibe to it, and a lot of neon signs. Everyone there seemed to be somewhat confused as well. We were in a building with a lot of windows, and then I looked behind me to see 2 people coming towards me. Both of them were women. I don't remember their facial features that well, but I remember one kept asking me to kiss their arms, and I kept saying no, but she got more aggressive and eventually started an attempt of attacking me. Their figure changed, and they looked like Orochimaru from Naruto. I eventually attacked back and ripped off their cloak, and they had the tail of a fish, so it was a mermaid, I'm assuming, and then they sunk into the ground. After all that mess, I wanted it to be over, as I was getting annoyed more than I was scared, and all of a sudden I heard someone call out my name, and I could recognize the voice. It was someone who I had a class with. I turned around and kept hearing them, but couldn't see them, and when I looked down, I saw someone under some blankets and flung them off, and they were right there and just said, "This isn't real, get out." I started to freak out a bit and asked around, and a person came up to me and said, "Check your phone, we are about to send a message, and if it comes through, we know this is fake." As soon as they said that, and I got a message on my phone, but the dream ended right there, and I woke up and just laid down for a bit. This one was odd for me since none of my SP hallucinations ever interacted with me, and it felt very real. The third story. This one happened last night, and it was really short. I was spending the night with my girlfriend, and she was sitting beside me drawing, And as I was about to fall asleep, SP kicks in, and I see an angelic woman standing in the corner of the room. She had long blonde hair, average height, and had this calming aura around her that was literally glowing. This person said, "Please climb up this ladder." There was a ladder that was also glowing, leading into my girlfriend's ceiling. My eyes instantly closed, but for the first time ever, I was still in SP. And then I felt this dark presence next to me, so I began grunting. And I heard my girlfriend ask, "Are you awake? Are you okay?" And she kept shaking me until I woke up. This was the first time I've had SP in a few months, and it was very short and odd. I find SP very fascinating and wish we knew more about it and these common figures people see. I know this isn't the case for everyone that has SP, as some people hate it and are terrified by it. Ever since I was little, my dreams have been stranger than the average person's. This has made me fascinated by dreams and what our brains do while we sleep.